Hello, dear students. I hope that you have all stayed healthy and are ready to listen to the next lecture. This lecture is about workplace risk assessment, and I have divided it into 3 different small lectures. The first one is the concept of workplace risk assessment. So we are going to talk about the whole meaning of workplace risk assessment and also see some of the very important parts of risk assessment. So let's start. Workplace risk assessment is a systematic procedure for analyzing systems to identify and evaluate hazards and safety characteristics. And researchers have found out that the basic aim for risk analysis is to prevent accidents and establish a safe workplace, which means that the research shows that if the employer has conducted a systematic risk assessment, then this company has fewer accidents, some accidents are prevented, or has more those accidents which are not serious. So it's scientifically proven that risk assessment prevents occupational accidents and through that also establishes safe workplace. Risk assessment is compulsory in every workplace, at least in European Union, and it starts from the European Union main Occupational Health and Safety Directive, which is from the year 1989. This directive says that the employer has the main responsibility for providing safe and healthy work situation. It also says that safety and health management should be satisfactorily organized and the employees shall be informed about hazards and how to work safely, and that all occupational hazards shall be identified and evaluated and, if necessary, reduced or mitigated. So this fourth point actually means that the employer has to conduct risk assessment. And this is where this compulsory risk assessment procedure comes from. So in easier words, I have shown this slide also in my previous lectures. The working environment can pose a lot of different hazards. For the employer, it is important to identify all those hazards. They can be very different. They can be psychosocial hazards, they can be chemicals, they can be physical hazards, physiological hazards, or biological hazards. And when the employer has identified those hazards, then the risk assessment means that the employer assesses the risk from those hazards, how serious consequences this hazard can pose, and how likely it is that this hazard causes an accident. And the next procedure in risk assessment is the elimination or mitigation of those hazards to make sure that the workplace is as safe as possible. So let's try to think about those two terms, hazard and risk. Hazard is defined as a potential source of harm or a possibility of incurring loss or misfortune. Very easy to understand. And risk is the combination of the probability of occurrence of defined hazard and the magnitude of the consequences of the occurrence. Or in other words, it is the chance of something happening that will have an impact upon objectives. And it has two components. It's measured in terms of consequences and likelihood. As I already explained in the last or previous slide, it means that how serious consequences this hazard can cause and how likely it is that this hazard causes an accident during the working day. Let's now look at one of the examples here. So in this picture, you can see a driver. Let's imagine that this driver works in a florist shop, and let's imagine that I am the employer sitting in my nice office trying to make sure that this driver comes safe back from his driving circle when he transports the flowers to the flower shops. So what you can see here is already a few hazards which are already happening. The first one is that the driver is sleeping. So tiredness is the first hazard what I'm going to write down on my risk assessment. The second one, what is also seen in this picture, is difficult road conditions. Right now in these road conditions, here you can see a cliff or a rock which is dangerous and which ends the road. But the difficult road conditions can also mean slippery road, snowy conditions, dark conditions, rainy conditions, and so on. So this is my second hazard, what I'm going to write down on my risk assessment report. These are not the only two what can pose a hazard and the risk for this driver. The next one can be, for instance, animals on the road. Then it can be the technical condition of the machine. Maybe the car brakes will break. Then it also can pose an accident. Then it can also be the allergic reaction what the driver may have for all those flowers what are in this truck. It can be also the alcohol what the driver has consumed. And it can also be the distractions, for instance, a mobile phone what the driver wants to use during driving to the flower shop. So there are several different hazards what the employer can identify. And then, after identification of those hazards, the employer should think how likely it is that those hazards will pose or will come up during this road and during this working day. And for this likelihood assessment, the employer should think of the statistics. If we talk about Estonia, then probably the most traffic accidents happen because of the bad road conditions. So the road conditions is the first priority with the highest risk level because the likelihood is so high. And for me as an employer, this is also the first worry. So, and my task is to try to mitigate this risk as low as possible. So what kind of possibilities I have? Do I have the possibilities at all? Can I, for instance, change the weather? Probably not. But what I can do is to provide as good and as technically correct car as possible. Then I can also provide a mobile app which tells to the worker what kind of conditions, weather conditions, he will experience during his working day. And I can also pick up the best road conditions for him during the day and so on. So I have several safety measures what I can apply in order to make this road and this working day safer for the driver. So this is my task as an employer and what I can do from my office. But the theory in risk assessment also tells that one safety layer may not be enough. That if I have more safety layers, then it is less probable for the accident to happen. So the more safety layers I will have, the more safer this workplace will be. And the first theory is shown also in this picture, that at least one safety layer usually stops the accident, prohibits the accident to happen. But the second theory, which is called Swiss cheese theory, which is developed by James Reason, one of the best well-known risk assessment theorists. The second theory is that sometimes in very bad conditions, it can also happen that every safety layer fails and the accident still happens. For instance, the employer has established a good routine for the worker, but in some reason the worker decides to take another road, not this safe road. Also, maybe the mobile app doesn't work and the employer and the worker doesn't get the the weather conditions and so on. So all safety layers may fail and then still the accident happens. So in theory, we can't talk about total elimination of the hazard if this hazard exists in the working day. So this means that every step in the process has the potential to failure and each layer has its own weaknesses. In other words, hazards will always exist and hazardous elements must be involved in a system, and those hazardous elements are, for instance, humans, because we never know what the humans think exactly. They can be also machines, but it can be also the environment. So safety is a condition of minimal risks, where the employer has tried to find as many safety measures as possible, but we can't talk about zero risk if the hazard still exists in the environment. And the risk is the possibility of danger. As I said, to conclude this short lecture, risk has two components, frequency or likelihood, and probability and consequences, which means that if the probability is high, then the risk level itself is high, and if the consequences are very serious, the risk is also high. And usually both of them should be somehow described numerically. Maybe it's the probability is described from 1 to 0, from 0 to 1, or from 0 to 100%. And the frequency can also be expressed, for instance, by events per year, for instance, 5 fatal accidents per year. So risk has two components, frequency and probability. So in easier words to conclude, to understand risk assessment concept, we should think what can go wrong, which is hazard identification, how likely is it, which is the component of likelihood in risk, and what are the impacts, which is the consequences of risk. So I hope that you understood what risk assessment in simple words mean. And in the next lecture, we talk about how to use risk matrix. Thank you for listening.